guys, and welcome back to Mini UK for the last time. And I'm sounding really cheerful, and I have no idea why, because I have sad news, and this is like the ultimate proof that I need a break. And I guess I'm laughing because I don't want to cry. But I pulled, well, I don't know how else to say this. I pulled an Evo and I overwrote Mini UK with something completely, well, it doesn't matter with what. I overwrote it. The park is gone. I found out yesterday when I wanted to go back in and make it ready for the tour. You know, add some last bits of decoration, decorate the little windy path I did that is leading to the staff section Hogwarts thingy. And, well, turns out the park is gone. There isn't an autosave, anything that I can... It's gone. There won't be a tour. I will try to make a video with like the highlights of this. Well, because I made some glamour shots, but I cannot do a tour. And I'm really sorry and I need a break. It's just, this is the ultimate proof. So hi, welcome. There won't be a tour. Hi, welcome to this video that is going to show you the last iteration of this park to ever exist. And today I'm... making Hogwarts, the Muggle Hogwarts, and I think it turned out pretty cool. There's no way now for me to prove that by, going through it in first-person mode, because I did that for myself without recording it. So it really is, it turned out really great, but you will never know. I'm so sorry about this. Okay. Never mind. Let's get to the build. Okay, so what you saw me do so far, I'm trying to keep up here, is lay down the landmarks, because what we know about Hogwarts, and that is still true for the Hogwarts that people see, Muggles see when they look at it, is that there is a castle. Yes, Hogwarts is a castle, and it is on top of a little bit of a mountain hill thingy that is overlooking this big black lake that we know. Lots of forest around it, and somewhere around there in the perimeter of all this is a hut that belongs to Hagrid. That's where he lives. So I put down, I wanted to have this hill thingy where the ruins of a castle were going to be sitting, back where the rest of the mountain stuff is happening in this map, and put the big lake in front of it, and sort of separate the whole area into 4 habitats where I'm going to add different dinosaurs, but you're going to see that later. And I put this, what's it called? I put this DFW fence up because it has the fence that is around the Hogwarts thing that you see as a Muggle. It's supposed to say danger, keep out and stuff. And I thought the most effective fence to do that was the DFW fence. I know there are other fences saying danger, don't touch it. But what the DFW fence has is this sign. You could just easily, don't look too closely. So, we're in UK, so it's definitely not the DFW, so it's something else. Never mind. I chose this fence. I thought it fit. And now I'm sort of laying down the Gyrosphere tour. It is a Gyrosphere tour because the creatures in there are really dangerous. So I thought that the Gyrosphere, also because it's not honking, the Gyrosphere is the way to go here. And I wanted there to be a stop inside of the ruins of Hogwarts. So I placed this other tour building up there. And added lots of these Malta wall things, castle ruins. What else is there to use? And what I wanted this tour to have is I keep thinking of Doctor Who. When you enter the TARDIS, it's bigger on the inside. I sort of wanted to have you have this feeling that when you look at it from outside, from where the Gyrosphere tour building is, that you just see a lake with castle ruins, but as soon as you enter, you realize there's something off. It's not quite what you thought it would be. It has a bit of fantastical elements and there's more to it. And so I thought adding a guest section in the castle was sort of going to be a manifestation of that feeling. So it's the final reveal that you're not being gaslighted. But there is more to it. So as you saw, I placed some invisible gates to, separate those different habitats, and a Jurassic Park bathroom that is going to transform into Hagrid's hut. And actually, this is, I think, my favorite part of the tour. And this tree that just came into existence right in front of it, next to the lake. I thought it's one of those special trees from this tree brush, one of those that I really like. I thought, let's just pretend that this is the Whomping Willow. So there you are. And I dismantled part of that staff section to give a little bit more room and more space to the exhibit. And in hindsight, it really didn't make sense to have this giant release area in front of the hatchery. And what I'm doing right now, it looks like crap. I know I went back in and made it make sense and look good, but there really is no proof for that. There's just evidence in my so far released videos that I might be telling the truth here. But never mind. Now let's get to the fun part, which is to decorate Hagrid's hut. And I figured out that it might be more fun to go behind it, not just in front of it. Trying my best first to hide this fence, because I wanted to have really the sensation of being somewhere else, being transported into, I don't know, this magical world that is lying outside of our frame of reference, whatever. So yeah, I hit that, and okay, so no Hagrid's hut. First, this tree, this Whomping Willow, kept going back to the less impressive version of itself, so I had to finagle every now and again and try to bring it back. I didn't want you to see all the invisible fence, so I did my best to hide the invisible fence with rocks and trees and decoration pieces to the gates, and hid the invisible fence in the water because I just felt it would be more immersive. That's one of my favorite words, to see as little of fence stuff as possible. So I thought hiding it in the water would be the best way to go, and I think I did pretty good. It's all right. So yeah, that's just what I did. What can I say? I didn't want the forest here to go away once you add an invisible fence, so I used again rocks to separate two exhibits. Two habitats from each other, arranging rocks to hide these brackets or whatever, these connection points in the water as best I can, or as best I could. There you saw me just delete a fence to add rocks instead. Lots of rocks, and in the end I thought it looked really natural. And since this is a pretty straightforward process, I really don't think I could tell you anything more about it, so I'll shut up now and get back to you once the fun Hagrid's hut stuff starts. Or, you know what? Let me tell you a few things about my break I'm planning on taking, because, well, as you heard in my last video, I'm intending on taking the entire January off. And I also said I was going to take 2 weeks off, like after this build is done. I kind of figure, if I do that, then I will be back for 2 weeks and then take a break again. And so that's a little bit weird. So instead I decided that I'm just going to lay off on the builds I'm going to do. So as I said, I have stuff done already that I'm intending on, like making speed builds out of it. And I'll just do things that are less demanding of me, things that don't require multitasking, because I'm really bad at that at the moment. That's not something that I'm very good at when I'm at my A game, but right now it's just impossible for me to do. So this is why these mistakes, like overriding this save game, happen, because it's just a slip mistake. It happens. I'm not as concentrated as usual, so I have already recorded something that Colt has asked of me like a million times, which is to recreate the novel Lost World, Isla Sorna. And I did that. It's done. It's just basically all it needs is editing. I don't even know if I'm going to do a voiceover for that. Maybe? I don't know. And I don't know how many episodes this will be, but this is like the stuff I meant when I say I want to do things that are less demanding. It's, it's straightforward. I'm building. I don't have to think about what I'll say during this. So I thought, until the end of the year, I'll take more time between videos, I guess. So I don't know if I can promise that I'm going to release a video every weekend. I have a big thing planned that I think I want to launch before my break, which is concerning staff sections. And I'm preparing a tutorial on how to build great ones. And I've started the edit 2-3 weeks ago, but it's really, it's a scripted, so there more thought than usual went into this, and the editing is also something that demands more skill than the usual speed build or real-time build stuff I'm doing. Lots of animations, lots of different chapters, and structuring structuring what I'm doing, and stuff like that. And I just don't want to put pressure on me because I'm just realizing that it's just putting too much pressure on me. So I need to lay off just a little bit and hope I'll get done with the things I want to do. And I hope that will be okay for you. But let's get back to the build. So there we go. You saw me, separate habitats, more habitats with this avalanche of rocks. And I added a lot of conifers to the forest because I don't know. I feel Hogwarts has more of a coniferous, whatever, forest surrounding it. Not against deciduous trees. I like them, but okay, whatever. So I added those just to, make it feel a little bit more northern, more high up on a mountain somewhere. But now I got to the fun stuff, which was decorating Hagrid's hut, and I gotta say that was just the most fun for me. And I wanted to turn this bathroom into something more of a cottage, which is something I have done already with the hotels. So it kind of comes full circle, the park, design-wise, so I added lots of brick walls to this to have it feel less like bamboo tropical hut thing, but something more solid. And I added a rocky stair in front of it, to give it this handcrafty DIY cottage feel, and to bring in more of the rock stuff that sort of brings this more towards a European structure than it really is. So I added this skull feature behind the rock wall, just to, bring home this feeling I wanted you to have. This, on one hand, I'm putting up these poles and these little trees to make it look like a cottage, like what we've seen before, but to add certain elements that give you the feeling that something is off, as I said. This is a little bit different than the usual cottage you come across. And this torch that I put it there to be sort of a chimney. It does not work really well. And this parasol I put it there because Hagrid has an umbrella that is disguising his wand that he had to give away. So I thought this was sort of a cool little detail. So yeah, I wanted this to look like a cottage. It is a bit different. These cacti I put there are supposed to be pumpkins. This is the pumpkin patch that Hagrid has, this tree. I left it there because it looks weird, you know, and it's just small things that make you think that something is off. And as I said, the pumpkins, this is the pumpkin patch, and those pumpkins are not ripe yet, so they're green. And I think it kind of works. If you don't look too closely, you don't see the needles. I really like how this thing turned out. And of course I had to add the Indoraptor here. Gave it like a little feeding section right behind Hagrid's hut. So, you know, it looks like he put some meat out for his dragon friend Norbert to eat. I'm going to rename the Indoraptor to Norbert, by the way. So yeah, put in a small group of Draco Rexes by recommendation of Colt because of Draco. So yeah, it's really cool. I really like how this, look at him, how this turned out. I really like it when the Indoraptor is stalking through there. It really looks like a dragon without wings. Just imagine it having its wings wrapped really close around its body so you don't see them until he unfolds it. Yeah, really cool. Really cool. I really like this Hagrid's hut section. Such a shame it's gone. Oh no. I just realized. Oh, this is weird. I just realized it's gone. Although I knew it's gone. Oh my god. Did I take pictures? Oh my god, did I take pictures? I don't even know what is going to be the thumbnail of this. Well, okay, this is just a weird moment for me. Never mind, you saw the thumbnail. Oh, let's keep going. Okay, so what is happening? I'm putting stuff next to this gate that is going to open up to Hogwarts' insides and like lining the path that is leading up there with rockage and torches. I really had trouble finding something apart from torches, and I put down one skull, I think, to make this, to reinforce this feeling of something being off, as I told you before, because it had to fit with the Hogwarts idea. So torches, fine. Skulls, I mean, you could find the occasional dragon skull or something that fits with the theme. But everything else, all those things we have from Biasin or whatever, it really doesn't fit with the magical idea. So I felt that was really the only thing I could add. So it's not as cool as Hagrid's hut, I think, because it's an actual building with lots of whimsical stuff around it, and it has the dragon. Here I'm adding the Metries. They also are not, I mean, they're dinosaurs. Okay, so they're cool, but here we're in this exhibit, in this habitat where I put this one skull that I hid behind rocks because I really wanted you to, at best, get a glimpse of it to, you know, bring this feeling home that there is something off. But I didn't want it to be in your face. But what I think really helped with this exhibit where the skull is in was that I put those Scorpios Rexes in there because they look so weird and they look like something that could exist in a Harry Potter universe. Somehow they remind me a little bit of the Lupin werewolf from the movies. I think it's the long arms and legs and the posture, like how they walk, and then they have this creepy face. Really what's doing the most bringing this feeling home are those creatures. And what I had to add, of course, and I tried to add them all over the place, like in the guest section too, are JWEs. A lot of them, because bats. Bats are something that is really Hogwartsy, so there's a ton of them in here, and I really like it. And speaking of guest section, well, as you see, I'm done with the exhibit work and went on to hide all the ugliness from the Malta back sides of the walls and lining or let's say separating the Gyrosphere track from the guest section, just so that no one could, you know, go on a rolling rampage with those hamster balls. And I added shops I mean a restaurant, shop, and a bar. And I called them, I tried to customize them so they would look like something we know from the movies. So the shop, of course, is a joke shop. Yeah, here I'm adding the insect feeder in hope that the Gyrospheres would like to hang out here in the guest section. But alas, they decided to move over to the lake, but I tried. So yeah, the souvenir shop is of course a joke shop, going to become a joke shop. The Weasley's wizard Wheezies, and I made it all purple. Still doing walls and torches, but that's pretty straightforward, so no need to talk too much about it. I put those tables and chairs there because, as I said, I was hoping that the Gyrospheres would come here and feast, so that would be a nice sight for people to sit next to. Well, not so much for planning. And I hid the back sides, of course. Couldn't use a wall piece there, so I used the rocks. I was talking about the shops. So Weasley's Wizard, Wheezy's one, what was it? It wasn't the Hogshead. I just called it Butterbeer, I think, which was the bar. And the other one, what was it? Honeydukes, I guess. So you can buy fun sweets and candy back there. So now I'm customizing. I could have just told you all I told you so far right now and talk about the guest section instead, which is what I didn't do. And now I don't have anything to talk about. And I don't even know if this is interesting for you to watch, but I'm leaving it in there. And I didn't know how to spell the Wheezies. And I don't even know if I spelled Weasley correct, but it's not because I haven't read this name like 3 million times. No, it's because I'm bad with names and my brain is somehow made to remember all sorts of fun things, and completely uninteresting knowledge accumulates in my brain over the course of centuries, and it's there to stay. But names, they're not part of that, including their spelling. So I might be a fan, but I don't care about how to spell those names. So yeah, wow. Gyrosphere. I'm done with the guest. Am I done with the guest section? I'm not sure. But now I, of course, had to decorate the Gyrosphere tour to make it look like a castle tour without, spoiling the magic inside of it. So I added those 2 towers, wall pieces to, again, separate the Gyrosphere tour tracks from the guest section. And then really all I did was putting more foliage in front of the fence from the staff section, putting some rockage, some, natural decoration stuff, adding lights and bushes, and I even added a nice little seating section. And now we're back to the guest section where I added rocks in hope that the Gyrospheres would decide to stay there, but they wouldn't. They just wouldn't. They would go all out, even though they were completely out of stamina to escape from there. I have no idea why. They don't need water. They have everything they need right there. I even put the sand down because apparently they like sand, and I thought if I give them sand up there, they would stay, but they wouldn't. These are the best shots you will ever get. From this guest section with Gyrospheres feeding there, because it's gone and the Gyrospheres didn't mind staying there. Guest section. Again, put a nice little seating section there and separated it again with the wall pieces to have it sort of be a little bit more cohesive with the rest of the section. I added those egg planters in front of it because that's what I did to the rest of the section with the seating areas, separating this with bushes because there's nothing to see, and that's it. You can see the little Gyrospheres that flew over to this guest section. Now we're going to take a little flyby. I'm so happy I did that at least, so I can show you this. So This is where you would drive through towards Hagrid's hut. I really like how this looked. Oh, what can you do? I like that there's this dust falling from the hut. And I use the cosmetic damage because this is supposed to be ruins. But I think this adds to the dimension of something being off. You know, this rundown, it's falling apart. But still, someone put meat out there to feed this dragon like a normal person would put out some cat food to feed a stray cat. There's pumpkins growing. There's coming fire out of the chimney. So leaving it be in ruins, I think it kind of helps. Here are those fabulous weird creatures. I gotta say, I hated them in Camp Cretaceous. I hate how they look. They are ugly as hell. But sometimes I think there is an occasion. You could find occasions to use those in your parks without them just being completely hideous. Well, they're still completely hideous. This is the guest section, by the way, with honeydukes in the back, completely in pink, where you get your sugar load and some hot coffee, hot chocolate, where there's butter beer being served. And this is where you look down onto the lake. Wasn't it easy to capture in this mode? And there you come back down, being accompanied by Metries. Yeah, and what I meant, they don't have the appearance that an Indoraptor or the Scorpios Rexes have to offer, so they don't do as much for the atmosphere in this exhibit than those other two weird creatures do. But that's okay. That's okay. It's that you see them last together with the Draco Rexes, and that sort of gives you a nice transition back into the normal world, I'd like to think. So yeah, that's it. This is it. I'm sorry, guys. There isn't going to be a tour. I'm as devastated about this as you are. But that's it. I hope you still like this, and I hope you'll stay tuned. Thanks for watching. Stay inspired, and bye-bye.